Hello, everyone. My name is Christine Milner with Barry Isid and Associates. We're going to walk you through our team's process of developing a master site plan for Memorial Park. Due to the COVID-19 regulations for social distancing and the limited number of people allowed for public gatherings, we will be presenting the master park plan to you virtually. We encourage you to stick around to the end of the presentation, as we'll be giving you instructions on the multiple ways that you can review this plan at home, on your phone or tablet, and be able to submit comments back to the borough.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashley Eichlin, also with Barry Isid and Associates. I'll walk you through how this project started, the project's timeline, and key pieces of information which were provided by you, borough residents and park users. The borough submitted a master site plan grant application in spring of 2018 to DCNR, the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. It was notified of being awarded in early 2019. Work kicked off in the summer months. This meant Memorial Park planning would run simultaneously with current active projects, such as the Community Center and Public Works Building. However, the DCNR grant would only cover improvements for the park's public use spaces. The goal was to create a master site plan that would unify the building renovations and public space areas. Many people ask, why do we need to go through this master site plan process? By going through this process, which DCNR provides a guide and assistance, a fully developed master plan for Memorial Park will open more opportunities for the borough to seek additional grants and funding sources. The funding sources will be used to implement the plan. That means funds to install new equipment and make much needed site improvements, as recommended by the plan. Since the project is grant funded, DCNR requires specific tasks to be completed, which a team used as checkpoints through the process. An integral part of the master planning process is developing a design that takes all members of the community in consideration. So, how is this achieved? Site visits. The team kicked off the project with going to the site and recording multiple features about the park. Some are focused on inventory of equipment, assessment of the pavilions, climatic factors, drainage, and other informational pieces that were then used to develop base conditions. Public surveys. Community input was a key component of designing the final plan. Surveys through online SurveyMonkey and paper hard copies were made available through social media, website posts, direct email notifications, and hard copies for the taking. Stakeholder interviews and bi-monthly committee meetings provided a mixed point of views from key park users, planning groups, community leaders, young adults, and academic coaches. All the information gathered was turned into 3 conceptual layouts for Memorial Park, shown here as draft concepts. Each concept addressed different amenities or concerns as noted from the collected surveys. They were presented to the study committee and then posted on the borough website for public comments. Revised concepts into final plan. Comments that were received were then integrated into one final layout design, maximizing the site improvements to the greatest extent possible. Present final plan and public input. This is our current stage. Our team is providing information to bring viewers up to speed and, most importantly, present the final plan for comments. The open comment period will close on June 25th. A major component of the master planning process includes gathering community input. The comments that were submitted fuel the development of initial draft concept plans. A SurveyMonkey public survey was posted on the borough website and the Jim Thorpe Police Department Facebook page. It was also made available at Borough Hall in printed format and direct notification by the borough to the residents. In total, the team received 530 responses to the Memorial Park survey, with 460 being residents who specifically live in Jim Thorpe. To your right are the top 10 highest ranked amenities: additional lighting, additional restrooms, and highlighting the veteran memorials are to name a few. The items listed below are items that were ranked important to somewhat important. While notable, these items did not rank as high as the top 10 favorite amenities, but were frequently repeated enough to be of attention.
As noted earlier, the team developed 3 concept layouts. These layouts were available for public viewing from the beginning of March to around mid-April of this year. So we'll briefly review each of the concepts to show how they formulated and went into the final design. Concept A focused on retaining the existing pavilion buildings, providing additional bathroom facilities, including a formal contemplative memorial area and expanding areas for children's outdoor learning. This was done by the use of the sensory garden and expanding the walking trails through and into the woodland areas. You may also notice that the active recreation areas were kept to the 9th Street end of the park, and we updated it with the basketball court, volleyball, and fenced skating area. Although people liked having the additional walking paths and additional bathrooms, they were not as favorable for the road continuing through the park, the reduction in the number of courts available, or the reduction in the playground-sized areas. Concept B focused on retaining the playground areas along Fern Street and included additional parking from East 9th Street. The interior road was changed to emergency vehicle access only, which allowed for more active recreation on the south end of the park. The courts were expanded to 2 basketball areas, and a walking loop was relocated along the woodland edge. Although people liked the removal of the through road, walking and exercise areas remained limited, and some of the existing memorials would need to be relocated. The layout for Concept C reviewed the park with more of a clean slate and located different park uses between a more formal network of walkways. The main park entrance on East 10th Street included a large lawn area and a central walkway to a new combination of bandshell and skating rink. Pavilion rentals were shifted to the east side of the park nearest the parking spaces, while the playground remained to the west near Fern Street. You may also see that additional bathrooms were provided in both the north end and the south end of the park. A majority of comments received did not favor the removal of existing pavilions, nor for the increased removal of shade trees that would be needed. The formal network of walkways made exercise loop a little bit more confusing, and comments received were not as favorable for increased parking and car access from the East 9th Street entrance with the additional parking lot. Now, having gone through all the concept sketches, we're going to take you now finally over to the final master site plan and walk you through a few of the proposed elements, and then continue on to show you how you can see these recommendations a little bit closer on your own home screen. So now let's walk you through the final plan. Some of these symbols may look familiar based on the other concepts we just saw. Let's quickly walk through the site. So East 10th Street remains the primary and main entrance to the park. As you pull in and park, you'll see Pavilion number 2 and the current Borough Office Building being retained. You'll enter the park through the same location, but we'll see a seating wall area with the Flags Memorial and a new feature in the center of the seating circle. This new memorial can be a relocated piece, a new commission, or as some survey respondents recommended, a water feature. As you continue to walk past Pavilion number 2, the kitchen and storage pavilion will be updated and retrofitted to provide storage and bathrooms. Taking the existing walkway path over to the left side, as you're looking at the layout, you'll see the existing gazebo with the new playground features for ages 2 through 5. A sensory garden separates the different playground age groups, but will still provide clear views for parents having children that may be in both areas. The sensory garden is intended to be a hands-on educational experience and have space as an outdoor classroom area. A playground area for ages 5 through 12 is located on the other side of the garden. with additional fitness space across the pathway. To encourage additional exercise and fitness for young adults, there's ample space in this area for a fitness challenge course. So rather than exercise stations, the course would actually encourage users to pass through a series of obstacles. So as you continue walking down the pathway, we come to the East 9th Street parking area and what looks like an oval shape on the plan. This is an outdoor skating rink. With the loss of the historic skating rink from the basement of the recreational building, many surveys discussed options for bringing the rink back. The rink can't be indoors anymore as that building is intended for other uses. But we found that outdoor rinks in municipal parks have been used for winter hockey leagues and family skating nights, while in the summer uses tend to be directed more towards roller hockey leagues and roller skating or blading. However, for the parks, users would be required to bring their own equipment. So next to the skating rink is a new enlarged bathroom and open lawn area. We found that with limited areas for open space, we needed a place for creative play for kids. So the lawn can be used for like a quick impromptu game, or actually for a lawn seating area by adults when attending music or other event nights at the park. You'll see a new bandshell area is shown as letter B on this plan and is intended to be used throughout the year. So bandshells are great for bringing back music in the park, which many suggested in the surveys, but it can also be used by dance troupes, award ceremonies, and recently more popular movies in the park. It provides the borough with a flexible venue space with dedicated memorials or relocated memorials along the new walkways. The basketball courts pretty much encompass the south end of the park, but are surrounded by a shared walking path and additional sensory trail. The walking loop here is intended to keep the courts feeling included in the park and not isolated out in the corner. Benches, lighting, bicycle racks have also been located throughout the park for additional safety and comfort of visitors. The emergency access road remains between the open lawn area and the basketball courts, and the road is recommended to be a stabilized turf material so that it blends in more with the open lawn area, but can support emergency vehicles when needed. Now, having said all that, you may be thinking, wow, they said a lot of things, but I didn't quite get a clear enough view, or I didn't hear everything properly. So that's where these next slides were going to come in handy, as we're going to show you how you can access the plan on your own.
The Memorial Park Final Plan is available for you to see from your own screen. Go to the Jim Thorpe Borough website. From there, you will see a tab labeled Departments. Scroll down until you see Recreation. When you click on the Memorial Park Master Site Plan, you'll find links to PDFs. You'll want to click the Interactive Memorial Site Plan. You may be asking, what's an interactive plan? Let's take a look. The plan will appear to have multiple black squares in each of the proposed use areas. Use your mouse to click on one of the boxes, which is a camera lens. When you do, a separate window will pop up showing you a concept image. The images are there to help residents visualize what that area can look like. These are not the actual designs, but concepts to help explain the recommended uses. If the image window has a blue arrow, be sure to click it. There may be multiple images to view for that one spot.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation, and we hope that you are just as excited for the Memorial Park Master Site Plan as we are. We'd like to hear from you. There are multiple ways to submit your comments about the plan. The most direct is by emailing me, and my email address is provided here. I just ask that you put the title of Memorial Park Master Plan in the subject line so that emails and responses do not get lost. If you prefer writing down your comments, You can submit them in person by dropping them off at the borough office or mailing them to either the borough office in Jim Thorpe or to our team's office, Barry Isett and Associates in Allentown. Again, please include the title of Memorial Park Master Plan on the envelope whenever you're doing a submission. And our team would like to especially thank the Master Plan Committee members for offering their personal time and support to continuously meet and review the park options that we presented, and for their efforts to keep long-term maintenance and sustainability concerns as key and important factors of the design. To the various stakeholders that provided insight into different programming elements, emergency service and traffic concerns, features for inclusion of all ages and mobilities, and current site limitations that needed to be addressed. And to the many residents of Jim Thorpe and park users who participated in the surveys and continue to provide design feedback throughout the planning process. Your voices help to direct and shape the intended uses and the potential of Memorial Park. Thank you for providing our team the opportunity to serve the borough of Jim Thorpe.